There's a whimsical charm to the world's mysteries, especially when they're neatly cordoned off into triangular shapes on the map. Ah yes, the Bermuda Triangle. That enigmatic stretch of the Atlantic where compasses have a midlife crisis and ships and planes play the ultimate game of hide and seek. Envision, if you will, a vast watery playground pinched between three sun-soaked points. Miami, where neon lights meet Art Deco. Bermuda, with shorts as iconic as its mysteries. And Puerto Rico, where rhythms are as enchanting as the folklore. This is not your average triangle. It's an isosceles of intrigue. Now, if triangles had celebrity status, the Bermuda Triangle would undoubtedly be on the cover of every tabloid. And much like celebrities, it has a slew of stories, rumors, and downright confounding tales attached to its name. One could argue it's the ultimate theatre of the unexplained, with tales so rich they'd make Agatha Christie's Poirot drop his magnifying glass in shock. Let's hop into our historical time machine and whisk back to the days when radios crackled and newspapers were the mainstay. December 5th, 1945, dawned much like any other day, but for a squadron of 5 US Navy bombers, known as Flight 19, it would be anything but routine. Led by the experienced Lieutenant Charles Taylor, they set off from Fort Lauderdale for a standard training mission. Yet somewhere amidst the azure waves and cotton candy clouds, something went awry. Radio transmissions peppered with confusion reported malfunctioning equipment and disoriented pilots. Their last known words crackled across the waves. "We're entering white water. Nothing seems right. We don't know where we are." And just like that, in a puff of radio static, they vanished. No debris, no survivors. An unsolved riddle wrapped in a turquoise mystery inside an enigmatic triangle. But Flight 19 was merely a chapter in the Bermuda Triangle's anthology of oddities. Over the years, ships like the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, sounds enchanting, doesn't it, embarked on voyages only to be swallowed by the abyss, leaving nary a hint of their passage. It's as if the triangle whispered to them, "Come play a game of cosmic hide-and-seek." Now, the practical side of me yearns to attribute these vanishings to mere navigational errors, storms, or perhaps an occasional kraken playing mischief. But then, where's the fun in that? And let's face it, everyone loves a tantalizing tale that tingles the spine, especially when it's served with a side of oceanic enigma. So, there we have it, a slice of the world that refuses to be understood, sandwiched between paradises and steeped in lore as deep as its waters. Whether you're a fervent believer in its mysterious powers, or you reckon it's all a load of old sea salt, one thing's for certain, the Bermuda Triangle sure knows how to keep us hooked. Swirling theories and seafaring stories. It's quite something, the stories humans can cook up while staring at the boundless expanse of the sea. Now, I've seen seaweed that looks suspiciously like my Aunt Mildred's hair after a botched dye job. But underwater alien bases? That's a narrative as spicy as a bottle of Bermudan hot sauce. Let's mosey on over to the domain of the believers. Picture this. Lurking beneath those turquoise waves are grand cities, shimmering with otherworldly light. Alien architects presumably with a sense of underwater style that would make Poseidon jealous. Why? Perhaps Earth's oceanside properties are the hottest real estate listings across the galaxy. Or maybe these extraterrestrial fellows, after a failed attempt at contacting us via crop circles, so passé, thought, let's leave them a watery Easter egg instead. Jesting aside, the idea has its allure. After all, most of our deep oceans remain uncharted, and it's a comforting notion that someone, even if not from our planetary postcode, has found a way to understand its depths. Stepping away from the realm of the Ridley Scott worthy, let's dip our toes into something a tad more Stephen Hawking-esque. Now, imagine you're on a boat, leisurely making your way across the Bermuda Triangle, when suddenly the world wobbles. No, it's not that mojito you sipped on. You've just sailed through a vortex, or a time warp, or perhaps both if the triangle is feeling particularly frisky that day. Some believe the triangle houses pockets of space-time anomalies, like bubble wrap left behind by the universe. Boats and planes, blissfully unaware, get snagged by these bubbles, experiencing time lags, or more excitingly, time leaps. Fancy being the Amelia Earhart of time travel, anyone? Nature, in all her unpredictable splendor, is known to have her quirks. There are genuine phenomena, like magnetic anomalies and underwater currents, that could give the most seasoned sailor a bad day. As theories pile up, each more riveting than the last, the Bermuda Triangle sits quietly, wearing its secrets like an inscrutable mask, watching, waiting, and perhaps chuckling at our wild guesses. Is it aliens giving us the old razzle-dazzle? Nature throwing sci-fi tantrums? Or just tall tales spun by weary sailors? Whatever it is, our world is richer and certainly more entertaining for the swirling stories and seafaring legends of that mystifying patch of ocean. Remember, every map needs a little uncharted mystery, and the Bermuda Triangle sure delivers on that score. A natural explanation. Magnetism. That force that not only keeps your fridge adorned with take-out menus and postcards from places you promised to visit, but probably won't, but also plays a pivotal role in navigation, especially in the Bermuda Triangle, where compasses sometimes throw their proverbial hands in the air and forget north from south. You see, our lovely planet has a few quirks up its metaphorical sleeves, one of them being the Bermuda Triangle's location, smack dab on one of the spots where the magnetic north aligns with the geographic north. So what? I hear you cry. Well, this alignment, or lack thereof, the unanticipated magnetic declination, can lead to navigation woes. Now let's talk weather. The Bermuda Triangle isn't just sun, sea and sandy beaches, and potentially misplaced aircraft and boats. It's also a hotspot for meteorological mischief. First on the docket, waterspouts. Think of them as tornadoes that had a bit too much to drink and decided to go for a swim. These whirlwinds can, in layman terms, suck the bejesus out of boats, making them vanish quicker than my enthusiasm for dieting. Next, let's delve deep, where the ocean floor looks less like the Little Mermaid set and more like the jagged teeth of a monstrous beast. The underwater topography of the Bermuda Triangle is a dramatic landscape of deep-sea trenches and mountains. And then there are gas hydrates, methane trapped in ice cages. Occasionally, these hydrates break free, rising and frothing, making the water's density drop. A boat floating above, well, it's like trying to balance on a collapsing souffle, destined to plummet. In essence, the Bermuda Triangle could very well be nature's favorite drama theater, replete with magnetic mood swings, tempestuous weather, and underwater trapdoors. Yet despite its notorious reputation, the rate of incidents here, when adjusted for traffic, isn't too far off from other busy waterways. But, of course, boat vanishes in mundane accident doesn't quite capture the imagination like swallowed by the hungry triangle. As we pull apart the layers of myths, at the heart of it, the Bermuda Triangle remains a reminder of nature's whims and wonders. It's a testament that even in our age of GPS and Google Maps, Mother Nature still has a few tricks to keep us humble, puzzled, and endlessly entertained. Dissecting the drama. The media. The same entities that made me believe that quicksand would be a much bigger problem in adult life than it turned out to be. Their role in the Bermuda Triangle kerfuffle is, shall we say, unmistakable. When a story involves vanishing ships, potential aliens, and a touch of time travel, who could resist? Books and articles began to emerge in the 1950s and 60s, blowing the lid off the Triangle's enigmatic events. Vincent Gaddis, with his Invisible Horizons, could very well be blamed, or credited, for making Bermuda Triangle a household name. Hollywood, never one to miss out on a bandwagon, jumped aboard with films that often blurred the line between fact and over-the-top fiction. From dark, stormy nights to eerie radio transmissions to swirling vortexes ready to swallow up our brave heroes, the Bermuda Triangle was a movie director's dream locale. And let's not even get started on TV specials with ominous voiceovers and reenactments more dramatic than my aunt's retelling of her grocery store escapades. This media maelstrom transformed what was essentially a navigational nuance into one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries. But is it really as enigmatic as we've been led to believe? Right, to the numbers. Nothing like cold hard statistics to crash a sensational party. Now let's put on our logical hats for a moment. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the most heavily traveled air and sea routes in the world. With that kind of traffic, you'd expect a mishap or two. In fact, when you look at the rate of incidents, it's not that different from other bustling maritime regions. The waters around Japan, for example, see their fair share of disappearances, and so does the South China Sea. Furthermore, a significant chunk of the Triangle's mysteries, when scrutinized, can be attributed to human error, equipment malfunctions, and those unpredictable fits Mother Nature throws. These aren't quite as alluring as portals to another dimension, but hey, truth can sometimes be a party pooper. What's particularly fascinating is how a little dot on the map, which statistically isn't that anomalous, can capture our collective imagination so profoundly. It's a testament to our love for a good story. The Bermuda Triangle is less about facts and more about folklore. And in a world increasingly driven by data, there's something rather charming about a good old maritime mystery, isn't there? So next time you hear of a plane or ship lost in the Triangle, before picturing extraterrestrials or underwater cities, just remember, statistics can be every bit as fascinating as stories, and sometimes the mundane explanations are the most mysterious of all. Sailing through skepticism. Oh, humans, we're an interesting bunch, aren't we? Give us a dark room, a flickering candle, and a spooky story, and we're all ears. From the loch-dwelling Nessie to Bigfoot's forest frolics, we do have a penchant for the peculiar, and why not? There's a thrill in not knowing, in believing that our world, with all its Google Maps and Wi-Fi signals, still has pockets of profound mystery. The Bermuda Triangle is the maritime embodiment of our collective fondness for the supernatural. In an age of smartphones and space tourism, we still like to believe there's a patch of water out there that can defy reason. It's not just about ships and planes. It's about that part of our psyche that wants to keep a nightlight on, just in case there really are monsters under the bed. There's a childlike wonder to it all. Think of it as humanity's global game of hide-and-seek with the unexplained. While science, that ever-persistent parent, assures us there's nothing to be afraid of, there's a part of us that whispers, "But what if?" But here's where our grown-up selves need to step in. Like a compass in a storm, critical thinking is our guiding star when navigating the choppy waters of wild speculations. Instead of attributing every enigma to otherworldly antics or deep-sea dragons, we should first ask, have we looked at this rationally? It's all fun and games to imagine Atlantis' long-lost cousin lurking beneath a triangle or an extraterrestrial parking lot for UFOs, but it's equally crucial to appreciate the genuine wonders that science reveals. For instance, isn't the idea of underwater mountains and gas hydrates just as fascinating, even without the alien intrigue? And aren't the atmospheric quirks that can play tricks on seasoned pilots marvels in their own right? We need not rob the Bermuda Triangle, or any mystery for that matter, of its charm by seeking explanations. Quite the contrary. By applying a blend of curiosity and critical thinking, we enrich these tales. We begin to see not just a story of missing ships, but a narrative of exploration, of humanity's relentless quest to understand its place in this vast, wondrous universe. In essence, it's about balance. By all means, let's keep our sense of wonder alive. Let's swap tales of ghost ships and time warps around campfires. But let's also celebrate the genuine magic that's all around us. The magic that doesn't need embellishments. The kind that's found in nature's rhythms, in the dance of waves, in the whisper of the wind, or in the real stories of our planet. Fact is often more mesmerizing than fiction. So as we sail through this world's mysteries, let's hoist the sails of skepticism, but let our flag of fascination fly high. For in the balance between belief and understanding lies the true adventure. If you enjoyed this conspiracy theory deep dive, you can buy my book Conspiracies on Amazon and order the full audiobook on Audible, where I delve even deeper into the labyrinth of modern myths, guiding you through a mesmerizing journey of the most tantalizing conspiracy theories of our age. Links in the description below.